Hi, I'm Debbie from the Quilt Journal, and today I have a fun tutorial going on, really highlighting the accents in design fine line rulers. As usual, we have the hook and loop tape on the back and the pegs for really ease of usability for the sit-down quilter. I put a little bit extra handy grip at the tip just to help really keep that snug and where I want it. And as you can see, we have the usual 1/4 inch markings down the base, laser, cut up the front and across here. And then for wherever else you might want to put a measurement, I just use my fun, trusty highlight tape because those lines never fall where you want them. Now, I got an email saying, what else can you do with these besides when you get that in the mail and you go around each one and you can trace the obvious shape around each ellipse, and then you can backtrack and come back. Well, you can do a lot. If you look at the ellipse as a framework or the bones of your design, you can go in and you can modify this and divide that space up any way that you want, and then challenge yourself to come up with all kinds of fills. I have pages of doodles that I'll sit in front of the TV and they take on very different feelings when you change the fill. You really do customize it to the feel of your quilt. Now, without further ado, let's get quilting. I have crammed 5 different motifs in today. I could have kept going, obviously, with pages and pages of doodles with different combinations of using fills that you know how to do. But today we have 5 of them. If you guys want to see 5 more at some other time on a video, it's about as much as I could condense into a reasonable length. Shoot me an email and we can think about doing 5 more. In the meantime, let's get quilting. Okay, here we are at the quilt machine, ready to go. And there's a couple teachable moments here. Do as I say, not as I do. But let me just point out a couple things to you. I am quilting this with the swags going this way. You need to kind of figure out for you which way does it feel most natural to you. Most of the time I find it feels more natural to me when I go around the top of it this way. But I also, for visibility, I like quilting in this direction. So without trying, so that I'm not breaking my threads, I will get to the end and then have to flip my fabric, which we can do as sit-down quilters, and come back. On coming down on this one, right around in here, I broke my thread. And on some of these smooth, curvy templates, sometimes it's better just to cut your losses and not try to sink your needle and blend it and keep going. It's best just to kind of tear back just to the junction and start if you can. On some things, obviously like a baby quilt or whatever, it's not going to really matter. So there again, I'm using my little highlight tape to line up against here. I'm going to just take a couple stitches, bump my foot against it. And this is another do as I say, not as I do. I'm actually being kind of lazy here. And I have an open toe ruler foot on my machine. You do need to use a ruler foot when you quilt. With rulers, it's just, you're begging for trouble if you're not. I love my open toe ruler foot for the most part because it does give me that visibility of my needle. On the ellipse, very seldom do you have a template that has that, this rounded part. When you come around and I'm going the other way, if I was, coming up this way, sometimes this foot will go right into the niche. Really, I need it to be less lazy and trade out the foot for the solid, complete ruler foot. And it would have been a smoother, if you really look, there's little flumps at the top of my circles, and that's from where, when I go around the top of the curve in the other direction, that that break in my ruler foot is getting caught in that little opening. It's not a problem going in this direction. And we'll travel on over. And I'm going to cut those threads. Else. And once again, line up your stitch on over until I bump into it with my foot. And bring it up and around. Okay, so here we go. We're going to do some back fills, and I'm just going to get started, and then I'm going to speed up so that you can see a variety of them without this video going on too long. Okay, here we go. Once again, I'm using a 40 weight. It makes a kind of great structure, a bone for this. Not so great on the fill, but we're just going to go with it. I left my open toe on here because I knew I was going to go on and do free motion, and it allows me some visibility. All right, so here we go. Okay, so my thread just broke, which could be any reason, and I just took it back to a flatter part. In a perfect world, I would have taken it back where the lines on my ribbon can intersect. But since we're so close to the end, we're just going to continue on here. Bring up my threads and give you a look. I hope you've enjoyed. I could go on and do others, as you know, you've seen in my drawings. I'm going to go ahead and post pictures of those, as I said, on my website, which is www.thequiltjournal.com. I do make registration marks, which you may have seen coming down in here. It just keeps me honest halfway going through my my designs, whatever they are. And I did that with those Xyron pens, so I can go ahead and hit it with steam and they'd be gone. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Once again, I'm Debbie from the Quilt Journal, and happy quilting. Thanks for watching.